Boom. What up, YouTube? LTH coming at you with a Victory Monday video. 713 to buy your city win the effing building. Well, as it reads, the Texans escape a Jags late comeback win and a narrow win. Thanks to Joe Mixon getting that clutch first down run to seal the deal. But before I talk more than that, first thing I want to say is, prayers up to Trevor Lawrence. Sucks that he went down the way he did, and wishing that man a huge speedy recovery as he was concussed today. Thanks to inexcusable late hit by Azeez Al-Shaair, who got ejected, rightfully so. And I won't be shocked if he gets fined and possibly suspended, by the way, for a game or two. I'm rooting for him to learn from his careless mistake, but what's even more reckless is how he acted afterwards. Like, that was so pretty uncharacteristic of Azeez Al-Shaair, and I gotta admit, it pissed off Jaguar fans, and I know football is a violent league, physical, but because of that dirty late hit that I'm not defending, by the way, by Azeez Al-Shaair, Jags fans had every right to be pissed off. And, hey, even myself was disappointed in Azeez Al-Shaair, that late hit on Trevor Lawrence, because, there was no necessarily need for that at all. And that's what sparked the fight between the both teams, which led to sidelines clearing up. Actually the Texans sideline at that, since both teams were near the Jags sideline and all. But like I said, he'll learn from this, but I wouldn't be surprised if he be suspended for a game or two. And I know they got a bye week and all, but I'm just throwing it out there. But huge prayers up to Trevor Lawrence, though. I wish that man, as a diehard Texans fan, I wish that man a speedy recovery. Got Trevor versus Stroud round 2, but unfortunately, it was cut short due to that dirty hit by Al-Shaair. So let's talk about this game. What it looked to be that the game that the Texans run away, but I can't bash the offense in the second half today. Since they found a way to score 2 touchdowns in the second half after having only 1 or 2 in the last 7 games since week 6. They had their moments, but when they could have put up more TDs, since they didn't score a TD in the first half, which I find that kind of unusual, since they've been notorious for scoring points in the first half but sucking in the second half. But, a tale of two halves, since they didn't score in the first half but scored in the second half with the 17 points, though, because of how conservative the Texans defense got playing prevent, Jaguars, found a way to get back in this game. And Parker Washington was, and Brian Thomas Jr. was the biggest Achilles heel for the Texans, because of how comfortable Mac Jones was in the pocket. And, the Jags running game, had some good runs here and there, since Trevor went down. But I feel like they had no business letting Mac Jones cook in that second half, as far as the Texans defense is concerned. They did force a turnover in the first half, courtesy of Derek Stingley. And sucks that the Texans they did record 1 sack, when he slipped and fell. But other than that, Texans didn't get no key sacks from key players such as Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter. because of, the quick releases and all. But, defense has got to do a better job not getting too conservative because, yeah, it was ways that the Texans could have lost that game since they had a hard time getting off the field, you know, especially with missed opportunities to, to turn the Jags over on downs. But, as far as the offense goes, Mixon had himself a bounce back day, had him 100 yards in a rushing TD. Stroud, he was sacked twice because he held on to the ball, but good to see that he didn't turn the ball over. Yeah, it could have, the stat sheet of Stroud could have been a lot better, but, he did throw himself a TD, though, to Dalton Schultz, who caught his first TD of the year, which could have came at a better time at that. But I got to credit that O-line, though. They did a pretty solid job in keeping Stroud on his feet. Not allowing him to get sacked too much outside from them 2 sacks, But, Nico had himself a day over 100 yards. Tank Dell, had only 1 catch, but would have had more than 23 had he had Stroud didn't underthrow him a little bit, which led to Ronald Darby, swatting away the ball. But it is what it is, And, the injuries was happening, but thankfully nobody was ruled out. Nico, Mixon, Schultz, 3 of those guys got dinged up, but came back in the game, thank goodness. And, Jimmy Ward was dinged up twice, but thankfully he didn't leave the game as well because it's already enough that Petrie was down. Is going to be missing some games with a partially torn pec muscle. But other than that, hey, Joe Mixon saved the day because, like I said, the defense was having a hard time getting off the field. So they got to do a better job of getting off the field, But and safe to say that Houston should have won more than 3 points. But even with this win, going into the bye week, thank the Lord. But I still feel like this team isn't championship ready. Since I look at this team as a first or second round team at best. I want to be wrong, but that's got to call it how I see it. Because, yeah, still letting their opponents hang around and, predict, even though scoring 17 points, though, just got to do a better job of keeping the foot on the gas, especially against bad teams such as the Jaguars. I credit them for putting up, for fighting to the end, as far as, Mac Jones and, the whole Jaguars team. Got to credit them for playing their hearts out. But as far as the Texans, man, they should have. If anything, they should have put up more than 6 points in the first half, truth be told. Had a chance to put points up board there, but had to settle for field goals, unfortunately. Had to settle for field goals. Can't be, but gotta finish off drives with touchdowns. I said this before. Field goals are cool, but touchdowns are way more better. Way better, truth be told. But other than that, man, I'll take the ugly win for what it is. But 8-5 going into the bye week is so much better than going 7-6. Cause, it's already enough the Colts won. So had the Texans lost this game, the lead will be down to just 1 game. Truth be told. And it's crazy enough that I picked the Colts to beat New England, just like while I picked the Jags as my trap pick, based on how the Texans' inconsistencies in the second half has been. But, the Texans offense did a pretty solid job in the second half, racking up 17 points. Even though Jacksonville did managed to score like what? you know, 14 unanswered to claw their way back within the field goal. But like I said this before, this game should have ended way more than the way it did. But it is what it is. Got to clean some things up. Thank God they have the bye week, and you know, still would like for Bobby Slowick to give up play calling, but is it gonna happen? I say no. So I mean, if he doesn't give up play calling, it is what it is. But hopefully he could cook up some meaningful plans, after the bye week. Because once the bye week is over, got to host the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, they lost to Green Bay, but hey, got a tough stretch coming up between, starting with the Dolphins, Ravens, and Chiefs. Got to host the Dolphins after the bye, then travel to KC, then come back to Houston to take on the Ravens. And before concluding the 2024 season, going to Nashville to take on the Titans. Yeah, it's going to be a tough three-game stretch for the Texans, but I mean, can Houston, find their groove in these last 4 games of the season? Can C.J. Stroud finish these 4 games strong? C.J. Stroud and that Texans offense finish strong in these last 4 games of the season, despite the tough stretch that awaits them? Can the defense, I'm still confident in the defense, but can the defense ball up against high-powered offenses, within the Dolphins, Ravens, and Chiefs? Well, I want to answer that, but it's hopefully Jalen Petrie can come back either the Chiefs or the Ravens game. Hell, it'd be nice to see Petrie back after the bye week, but is it guaranteed that he returns in one of those 3 games? Probably not. But it would be good to save him for the playoffs, assuming that the Texans hold on and win that division. Because this tough 3-game stretch is pivotal. So I want to say, their biggest bet is to finish that tough stretch 3-0. But I say it's not guaranteed though. Knowing that, going to be playing against some tougher defenses such as the Ravens and the Chiefs. And the Chiefs does have ways of shutting down big player receivers as well. But like I say, enjoy this bye week. I ain't got to worry about this team, kind of upsetting me in the second halves or in various ways, but I am, but what will make me, breathe a little bit better as if the Colts, if the Broncos can find a way to handle business against the Colts, because, hey, if they can do that, it'll be nice. So, and as it reads here, Fairbairn, kicked 2 field goals. Little kicked 2 field goals of his own. Then a rushing TD. Then a field goal by Fairbairn made it 16-6. 23-6, courtesy of Stroud to Dalton Schultz. And then the Jags, scored. Then they scored again to get within 3. And, Parker Washington, did his thing. And Schultz, had himself a solid game. But, the Texans won the time of possession. Texans only had 3 penalties, which is, thankfully they didn't commit too many. And 5 for 13, gotta improve there on third down efficiency. I mean, that's part of keeping the opposing defenses on the field. So there you have it, folks. Texans, win a nail biter by a score of 23-20. They're now 8-5 going into the bye week. And like I say, hopefully this Texans team cooks up a big plan for this tough 3-game stretch, because it is not going to be a walk in the park at all. So, yeah, before they take on the Dolphins, it's a bye week. But, hey, that's about all I got. But till my next video, LTH checking on up out of here, 713 to Bio City. Before I leave, got a shout out Jagging Off. Salute to you. Shout out to UCF Jaguar and, of course, Jaguar, man. Shout out to y'all three. And also shout out to, the Jaguars fan base. Good games to the fans. And, looking forward to, seeing both Stroud and Lawrence duke it out again in 2025. So, there it is. LTH checking on up out of here. 713 to Bio City. Always and forever. Go Houston Texans. Go Houston Rockets. And go Texas Longhorns, who will be taking on the Georgia Bulldogs in a rematch for the SEC championship game come December 7th. And I'm for sure going to do a video on that one for sure. So be on the lookout for that. But till then, I'm out. Peace.